Hopefully I can be heard well. Hopefully the volume's okay. Please tell me, anyone, if there's any technical issues you perceive on your end. That would be highly appreciated if you do. God willing, whoever's here, please give me a hello in the live chat. Oh, what do you mean? Wait, you can't hear me? Hang on. So you can't hear me at all? That's weird. Hang on. You said game music is super loud, but I believe music's muted. That's the intro music I did. You said game music is super loud, but I believe I'm just soft. Muted. Okay. That's the intro music I did. Hang on. Whoops, that's repeating for me. Hang on, let's turn that off. Okay, yeah, I kind of heard that with the whatchamacallit. Okay, so let's try that. Let's turn up my mic. I think that's actually a thing with my mic. It just unfortunately tends to be a bit soft at times. Okay, cool. So is my volume all right? Like you guys hear me fine, but it's also at a good volume. Like it's all sweet. Because if that's the case, I'll just get right to it. But just in case, I'll check something. Okay, sync offset. Indeed, much better now with that. Okay, yeah, that was maybe there was some weird audio conflicting there. But oh well, either way, the intro is nice and loud. I'll note that for next time to get it a little bit lower, because it's deliberate to get it to fade out while I'm still talking, so it's not just abrupt, because top tier quality of streaming. You might actually also, it might be better as well to move my camera maybe around here, given the game's UI. So yeah. And Nick says my laptop speakers suck anyway. I have to have it on full volume all the time. Rip. Big rip. Oh well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here anyway for a very, very, very special stream series of that combines my overall shtick with this channel and content of combining high tier education with down to earth fun. And in this case, it is Stellaris. It is the video game Stellaris, a fantastic grand strategy game, and we are playing as Space Israel. And we have to do that. We have to create a new empire. So that's going to be part of the fun here for this first episode. The aim of it all right, for anyone who does not know, is that we will be playing, Space Israel, and it's not just going to be any generic game, all right? And what's going to be better is that it's going to double as educational, because I have to run by one core absolute rule, or technically 613 rules, and that is I have to run my empire and wage my wars according to the Torah. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And to show you how serious I am, I've got all the goods here. I've got my NET Bible, which I have because it's fantastic with all the translational and textual notes. So it's very, very solid when I want to look up my references. I've got my Greek Septuagint as well, and of course the OG, my Hebrew Old Testament. So we will be consulting the Torah tonight as we take over the galaxy for Yahweh. Random Taffa says, I'll take your ancient aliens and raise you ancient Israelite aliens. No, not even ancient Israelite aliens, bro. This is legit Space Israel. These are the Space Relites. All right, we're humans. What will the team? Species name is going to be Adam. That's man in Israel. And then, what's the plural? Is it Adamim? Okay, I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm pretty rough with my Hebrew, with my biblical Hebrew. I'm gonna assume it's Adamim until someone objects. And I guess for the adjective, I'll just say Adamite. Sure. We need a biography now. And this will probably be the interesting part. We've got to figure out the lore, okay? We've got to figure out the background lore. How did Space Israel become a thing? How did it become like the rulers of all Earth? My initial thought is, so of course at the moment Israel is America's greatest ally. Then eventually maybe America becomes Israel's greatest ally, and then Israel becomes America, takes over America, takes over the whole Earth. I don't know. Okay, let's say that Israel. I mean, here's the thing. We're not even talking about the modern state of Israel. Right? We're not talking about that. Shall we say that husk of its former self, that imposter, so to speak, that secular imposter on the real state of Israel from the Bible. So I don't know if I'll even go that route probably. Man says, do the Talmudians ultimately seize power? Thankfully, no. Okay, this is the true Israel we're talking here, and they reach space. The actual followers of Yahweh, and not those who, let's say, blaspheme him in the Talmud. Which there's a few references in the Talmud that I found recently that are legit blasphemous. Like, wow. So no, that's not what we're doing here. This is real. This is the real people of Israel happening right here. So I'm thinking for the bio, God promised the land to Abraham and Israel took it. Default gender. Toggle for all leaders in Oh, no way. Oh, I didn't know this option was there. Oh, it's because of the mod I have. Yeah. So I have this mod. Really funny story. It's the gender selector mod, which allows you to specify whether your leaders are male only, female only, or both, and alternating. It's really cool. And ironically, Paradox, the makers of Stellaris, banned it from the workshop a few times. Or like once, but I was able to get it from somewhere else. Which is ironic because this game allows you to build prison planets and genocide entire races. So you'd think that gender selection's kind of not that high up the list of offensive things. You also can't name your empire Nazi in this game. You can't put Nazi in your empire's name. So you can go full Auschwitz in this game. You can. Oh, but you just can't have the same name because ooh. It's absolutely hilarious. So anyway, God promised the land to Abraham and Israel took it. Now God has promised the stars and space Israel will and space Israel will now God promised the stars and space Israel will claim their inheritance. Absolutely base. Can I get a few based in the chat? Because this is definitely very base. And I have a Hebrew name list, because in this game you have like name lists for your empire species, so it's kind of like a consistent linguistic cultural thing or whatever. And there's a Hebrew name list, so that's very, very nice and cool. Andrew Bailey, my man himself, says base. Random Tapper says B. B is for based. That is what I'll tell my kids when I teach them the alphabet. What's the ship prefix going to be? Let's think. Because it's like USS, so United States ship. I presume that's what it stands for. So that prefix will be, let's see, Israeli, no, Space Israel ship. SIS, the SIS. Okay, sure, the Space Israel ship. I'm unimaginative with that. But now we need our species traits, and this is a really important part. Because we need to consider what were the traits of the people of Israel. Well, what can we glean from them from the time of Moses and that? And that's a real question, because this includes both positive traits and negative traits, and it's often good to have like a negative trait or two so you can get more points to put in positive traits. So I am thinking Israel were pretty good warriors. I would normally pick the most powerful traits for my purposes, but I want to be kind of accurate here. But with that being said, there is the traditional trait. We're definitely going to need this because I perceive a potential issue with having to follow the Torah in my gameplay efficiency. What else? Well, nomadic seems... That actually does seem very accurate, yeah. Yeah, no, it actually is. So, sweet, we'll go nomadic. Solitary and territorial often become agitated and crowded. That makes sense as well. There are plenty of intertribal conflicts in the tribes of Israel between their lands. The Torah alone has a few such incidents, but especially in the judges, like, oh boy, that was really fun. What next? Were the Israelites natural engineers, physicists, or sociologists? Not particularly. I mean, but I guess we. Oh yeah, no. Members of the species are born with a natural aptitude. Kinda. Strong, actually, possess great physical strength, being formidable fighters. And they were pretty darn good fighters. I think Israel were pretty good fighters, so we might grab that as well. Okay. This is not the typical build I do for this game, but there we go. Homeworld name, that's easy. Ha-Eretz. Hebrew for the land. Star name, Shemesh, which is also Hebrew. Is it Hebrew Shemesh or Shamash? Because it depends on the Semitic language as well. I think it's Shemesh. I'll stick with that. That's just the name of the star itself. And the starting system will, of course, be the Sol system, because this is Earth we're talking about. We're talking about real life. And what kind of city background do I want? It's technically, this is the mammalian city, because there's different types of races in this game, like musculoids, fungoids, avians, anthropoids. But the reptilian city actually looks pretty cool. But I think we'll stick to the mammalian city just for accuracy. Then we have origins, and I think it's, yeah, hang on, common ground, what's that? The civilization, still early concept? Nah. Doomsday, Lost Colony, Resource, Galactic Doorstep, Shadowbring, Life Seated, nah. Prosperous Unification, standard, nice and standard. Okay, this is the most important one right here, okay? And I would love some input from the chat as well. I mean, well, okay, I say that, I'd love to hear your opinions anyway, but I'm pretty certain what it's going to be. These are the ruling ethics of the government, and also the government structure. So you got democracy, oligarchy, dictatorship, empire, like proper imperial, hive mind, and machine intelligence we want to do, and the mega corporation. And then you have your two civics over here, which you got to pick as well. So this is going to be the big decision making. Right now, I am thinking. Actually, yeah, we do need authoritarian. Slave can enslave aliens. Because yes, we're going to need enslavement, because that is part of the Torah. Oh boy, I'm already showing a bit of the spice in this game already, because I'll tell you right now, when I say we're abiding by the Torah, I mean it, alright? I'm not shying away from any little bit of it, and you're going to see why. So we're going to be militarist, because of course that's the whole point. We're conquering the galaxy. Empire claim modifier, which is good, and ship fire rate is higher. Spiritualist, because of course we're literally a theocratic state, which means extra monthly unity, which we will definitely need. And authoritarian, which means more monthly influence and higher worker pop output, which is great. Now I'm thinking, are we gonna be an oligarchy or a dictatorship? Because that's the unfortunate thing with this game, is that there's only like very set in stone options. But like Israel, even in like the time of Moses, Joshua, and all that stuff, it was both. It was both a single-headed dictatorship, but also an oligarchy. And even in the time of the monarchy, alright, they were still, because there's the single head, like Moses, Joshua, whoever, or the judges. Well, technically not really the judges. But then there's still also the heads, the elders of the tribes, right? They still had to all cooperate, you know? The heads of the tribes had some leeway. They could push back against the whims of the highest leader. So it's a bit of a tricky one, whether I want to have an oligarchy or a dictatorship. It doesn't do much in the end, but I'm thinking of the roleplay purposes here as well, you know? Oligarchy because of the theocracy, maybe, says Chison. Yeah, maybe. That's one way to think of it. But even then, with the theocracy, it was still one dude at the top, like one guy who would basically be the viceroy of Yahweh on Earth. Empire sprawl penalty is really, really important as well, or at least less empire sprawl. Oh man, eeny, meeny, miny. Let's go with... it's so hard to think. So flippin' hard to think. Upon rule, you know what? This actually makes sense as well because the rulers ruled till death, and that was basically the case with Moses and Joshua and all those guys. Matt Bell says Judges 21:25. In those days, there was no king in Israel. Shrug. Yeah, that's true. But even before that, in the time of the Torah, there was Moses, Joshua, and all that. Whoops. Terribly sorry. That was my brother. I just need to text him really quickly. So with that, I don't want to stay here too long. We're gonna say dictatorial. This makes sense because they did rule till death. That's how they worked. So yeah, we'll be heading on with that. Now we need our civics. All right, what defines our country? Exalted priesthood does make a lot of sense to guard against heresy. The society is ruled by a religious council consisting of the wisest and most pious members of the clergy. Ministerial jobs with high priest and priests produce additional one unity. Yep, definitely going with that. That is definitely Israel. A strong sense of nationalistic pride permeates all layers of the society. Yes, that does make a lot of sense as well. Means less war exhaustion gain and less claim influence cost. That is definitely very important. So Byzantine bureaucracy, Corvée system, absolute right of the state. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I think that makes the best sense. Nationalistic zeal. So exalted priesthood and nationalistic zeal will definitely be going with those. And that's basically our government. That's pretty awesome. Sorry, I need to text again. Anyway, okay, so now we've done that, and this is basically there's different voices for whatchamacallit for your empire.
Dissent is forcefully discouraged. Maintaining state cohesion as we venture into space presents a unique challenge. We shall face the challenge head on, and we shall be stronger for it.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
It is a good day to die.
It's a female voice. Don't like that.
I serve the faithful.
The weak govern.
We'll stick with that. All right, empire name, of course, Space Israel. Bang, we're here, boys. And of course, adjective will be Space Railite. Bang. We are the Space Railites, ladies and gentlemen. And I do have a mod pack which includes this. I don't know if I want to do that though, because there's the Star of David, but obviously it didn't go all the way back to then. And of course, there's some rumors about its potential origins, which were less than Christian, or less than Jewish. But poor timing. Really sorry, people. I have got to mute myself for 2 seconds because there is an urgent call, so I will be only 1 second. So you guys get the chat rolling with debates or something. Dang it, my bro's gonna be selling his Xbox. That's a shame. But yes, we're back. Terribly sorry, people. I hope I didn't lose too many people's attention. And if you haven't already, if you know people who are interested in this shall we say, game, this stream, then please do, by all means, share it to them, because this is gonna get very fun very quickly. Okay, so getting the flag design happening. Well, do I want to go with this one? I don't know. I kind of don't want to because of the implications of modern Judaism today. The eagle looks nice. I might actually go with that, yeah, because Yahweh is depicted as an eagle and such, which is pretty darn awesome. So I might go with that. And design and colors, we need. What do I want to do? Maybe primary color can be red, secondary color can be yellow, maybe? That's a bit. It's a bit Roman. It's a bit too Roman. Maybe orange and. Yeah, no, it's a bad combo. Don't know. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's go with that. And it seems I have agreement in the chat. Lion of Judah color. What are those colors? Lion of Judah. What's that? Let me briefly search that. Lion of Judah. Colors. Red, gold, and green. Oh, from the Ethiopian Lion of Judah. Well, there we go. We got red and gold right there. So sweet. Let's do that. Actually, I'll probably swap it around. So that and that. Whoops, no. That and that. There we go. Perfect. All right, cool. We are in. We are in, baby boys. Last thing, ship design. We got that. That's the typical mammalian, but then there's also the imperial ship design, which is just absolutely awesome. And you know what? We may go with that as well, because that's exactly what we're doing. We are the Empire of Israel. And of course, we need the male leader. And what shall be our leader's name? Our first starting leader's name. And of course, his title is not going to be Grand Marshal. What's it? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, damn. What's our leader's, like... So what's our leader's name going to be? I guess we just start with Moses, so Moshe. Moshe. We'll just start with Moshe. Why not? The new Moses, am I right? But then what are we gonna... What's the title gonna be? I was gonna say Chief Rabbi, but if... Nah, not for the base state of Israel. That's the modern state of Israel. I'm thinking... Maybe Shofat. That's just judge. But I don't know. Maybe Shofat Gibor. That's mighty judge. I don't know. Shofat Gibor. That's great judge. Or yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Random Taffa says visionary. Too mystical? Yeah, like what does that even mean? What does that even mean? I might stick with Shofat Gibor. While we're thinking of that, we need to get the room. I know the room design we want. There we go, this one, because this one has like the book in the back. So like basically the Bible, yeah, the Torah, and all the candles and everything is very, very religious. Phenotype, I'll keep that as is. Clothes, we'll make it like, yeah, make it like that, nice and mighty. Yeah, Shofat Gibor, that's great judge. Yeah, we'll call him that. Yeah, stuff it. We'll do it. Why not? All right. Bang. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our empire. Right here. This is our race, the Adamites, humanity, and this is the empire, Space Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happening. Now I just need to generate the galaxy. It's going to be a huge galaxy. It's going to be a big game. I'm going to go with 20... Let's go 25 empires to start with. Or to that start up. No advanced AI starts because they suck. I despise them. How many have fallen empires? Let's go 3 fallen empires, 3 marauder empires. Tech and tradition cost 1.25. Do we want to go with that? Yeah, I think we'll. Or maybe 1.5. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to go too long, so I'll go 1.25. Okay, crisis type random. Mid-game start. Yeah, actually, no, I might want to actually increase it a little bit just to, yeah, get it happening a bit quicker. Okay, so how long have we been going for so far? Going for far. It's almost half an hour already. Not to worry though. This is just to build our empire. This only happens once. Ensign difficulty, yeah, pipeline density, Xeno compatibility. Unfortunately, yes, I'm going to keep this. This is degenerate, so this basically allows you, like, super late game to get a technology where different species can cross-pollinate. And of course, as faithful Torah observant Israelites, we are space relites. We are not going to do that. That is going to be banned straight up. Now we're playing. The game is starting, ladies and gentlemen. Now, one problem we might encounter very immediately, which is why I went for Unity very quickly. We'll start with this tech research here, is because the Torah makes it pretty clear that there is one place at which to worship the Lord, one altar, where the Lord chooses to be served. Which basically means just one temple. The problem is that good game strategy in this means you build multiple temples. If you're a spiritualist empire, you build multiple temples across your multiple planets in order to get more unity. And you need to do that to keep up with the unity. But because the Torah does say that, to worship Hashem only why am I doing the Jewish thing? To worship the Lord at his place of choosing. That's one place, which is why there was only one temple. And so we're going to have to only do one temple in this game. I forgot the exact reference, but it is in Deuteronomy. And as you can see, if you look up here in this very top right corner, you can see whether the game's paused or if it's moving. So I'll be pausing quite frequently because that's just what you got to do in this game. And to start with, I'll grab my construction ship. How much energy? And these are all the resources we're making. I can explain it as we go along. But I think I'll start with getting two... Actually, you know what? Let's get the 2 engineering research there. That's probably the most critical. Yep. Okay, let's get our science ship. We need to explore our nearby system. This is looking good so far. It looks like we only have 2 choke points into our little area over here. Oh, hang on. No, I should move my camera because that's... Perfect. Okay, perfect. Because right there, as you can see, that's where if I have a leader or a ship or whatever selected, you'll see it down there. So moving my camera up there will be a bit better. Okay, so we need science ships to go around exploring systems for planets, habitable planets. So we'll send this one here first. And then we'll immediately build another. Okay, cool. First, Hail Hayam. That's the fleet name. Cool. Ship designer. Don't want to auto-generate my ships. So I'm gonna name this design. What's the word for sword again in Hebrew? Gee, alright, I don't know. I guess I'll just call it Gibor. I'll just call it Gibor, Mighty Man. Mighty Man class Corvette. Why not? That. There we go. Cool. So that's the standard Corvette class of Space Israel, and we shall upgrade these ships accordingly. And yep. Okay, cool. Okay, we have our next science ship. Let's get a leader for that because you need to recruit leaders onto your science ships to do anything. So that is what we will do. I will survey these systems. And that's an important thing for this game. You need to spam science ships at the start, basically, so you can
Vessels
investigate as many systems as possible, and thus colonize or take over as many systems as possible. The great thing is that the beginning is always the most boring part, but as you keep playing and playing and playing, it gets even more fun. Oh crap, whoa, hang on, what's up with Unity? Oh, sorry, it's still generating. Lol. Don't get something at the start. Okay. So, what's next? Let's get some minerals next. Matt Bell, haha, the dividing line is live. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's not the best timing, but it's what I can do. It's good timing to me. Well, okay, not today particularly. I'm only launching it today just because it was the most convenient day for me. Otherwise, it's going to be on my Saturdays, like upon this block when I was doing that. It's going to be on my Saturdays, which will be for the other half of the planet will be on the Friday evenings, which is good. Very good. Let's get some discussion happening in the comments. There's a few people watching right now. Let's get the chats happening. What are you guys up to right now? What's life like? What stuff are you reading particularly? What theological questions are you exploring? That's always fun. That's of course why we're here. While I game, I I answer whatever questions I can that people may have about Bible, theology, history. It's great stuff. It really is.
Construction complete.
While I'm doing that, I'm going to preemptively open up my Bible to Deuteronomy 20 on the rules of warfare. Because sooner or later, the game's going to get to some fat wars with other empires. Ooh, yep, got a unity tradition. And we're going to have to know what the Lord demands of us. Okay. Cool. And throughout it, hey, Logos, Shalom Aleichem. Wa Aleichem Shalom. Wa Aleikum, no, what's the singular?
Star system charted.
I forget. Okay, yes, we need to get this. We need the expansion. Unity tradition. You need that at the start of the game. Random Taffa says, will you be purging space of degeneracy? Absolutely. In fact, you know what? It might be the good time to read Deuteronomy 20. One of those uncomfortable passages of the Bible.
Tactical
I think
retreat.
one of the great things I'll be doing with this... Oh, wow, we already have some, like...
Situation log
What the heck's
updated.
this thing doing in here? What the heck are you doing here? Wait, what is that? Corvette Unyielding Faith. What the heck is that? I've never seen this here before. Hang on. Baruch Hashem, blessed be the Lord, indeed.
Star system charted.
You know what, we need to build more ships. Yes, we do. Okay. 20... Yeah, we can afford that, cool. But yes, there's many uncomfortable passages in the Torah, particularly the passages concerning warfare, and I personally don't find them difficult anymore just because I don't rely I've taken seriously what it means to rest my morality on the law of God. So if God commands something, even if it's personally queasy to me as a modern Westerner, I'll accept it, and now it's just not very queasy anymore, especially when you understand why the laws is in place. If it was just arbitrary cruelty, yeah, okay, there'd be a problem there. But it's not. So, yeah. And this series will maybe even help that. If anyone has some uncomfortable ideas of surrounding the stipulations of the Torah, we'll bring it about in a more light-hearted context, and perhaps even learn a thing or two about it, which will help out just about everyone, I hope. We need an admiral. These guys are lame because they're cheap. Oh, come on. Are you kidding? I don't want to... fine. We'll get the one with the long lifespan. But yes, I will be purging space of degeneracy, and by degeneracy, I mean basically every other nation. Okay. But yes, which is why I said we're going to be going on first space combat here. I was not expecting it to be this early, but here we are. And now our station's getting involved as well, which is good. We'll let us dispatch this enemy very quickly. Yeah. Cultist ship. Oh, these are cultists. Interesting. So they're deviants. They're heretics. These guys are heretics. Our valiant space forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the cultist armada. It is mostly intact, and we are picking up fate and life signs from inside the hull. Once we have eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should be conduct a boarding operation to secure any survivors, and maybe it'll tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Temple of Unity. So that's our first enemy already. We have a cultist group here, ladies and gentlemen. We have. Oh dear, this is. Hang on, requires a science ship. Okay, let's build another science ship. We need to do that anyway, because we need rapid expansion. Random Taffa says Baal worshippers. That's right. And Cheese Ons. Is that Cheese On or Cheese One? How do I pronounce it? It says burn the heretics. That's right. They will be. Oh, they all will be. Don't you worry. And you also say same. I used to hate the Bible, then learned the reasons behind it and trusted in God. Absolutely based and amen pilled. Now that I remember, Chison says, however you like, or just Nick. Yeah, okay, I think I'll stick with Nick again. But yes, this was an early engagement. It might be a good time to read up on the rules of war according to the Torah. And again, if I miss anything, people, if you know anything in the Torah, this will probably be a good Bible study, if you will, for you guys as well. Have your Torahs open as well. And if you see anything that I miss or I should be paying attention to, please give me the reference. We'll look it up, and I will correct course accordingly. So as far as I'm aware, basically the central passage on rules of war is Deuteronomy 20. So we'll be reading that in just a second. And I have my science ship here. We'll crew them with a... Oh, that's so lame. Can you explain what Nazarites were? What was the purpose of vowing not to cut one's hair, from wine, from sex, etc.? Yeah, I haven't studied them thoroughly, but like as far as from what I see with that, it's kind of like, well, okay, probably kind of like a precursor to the whole thing of consecrated virgins. Obviously not the same, because the Nazarites were your boys, but yeah, it's something along those lines. Basically, a total consecration, just to service to God alone, so you don't even partake in those things which otherwise God does give for our good pleasure. So that's as far as I understand it, really. Yeah, there you go. Oh yes, this is important. First contact protocols. Our recent encounter with alien life forms have reignited, made suddenly more urgent, the old debate on how we should approach contacting any potentially intelligent alien civilizations we may meet. While some advocate focusing on establishing friendly relations as quickly as possible by contacting them with a message of peace, others advise caution, pointing out that we cannot know whether alien minds bear ill intent towards us, that it would be unwise to let them know too much about us before it is necessary. A third, more radical group push for preemptive action against them. With the security of all the Adamim at risk, they say we dare not hesitate to take whatever measures necessary to gain the upper hand on the potential xeno threat. So, the nuance we have here is that when it comes to the Promised Land, yes, Israel was just immediately hostile. But then when it comes to the rest of the nations around them, which weren't of the Promised Land, Israel was more than within their right to take them over. And indeed, there was an eschatological expectation that in some sense, Israel would come out on top over everyone. And of course, that's fulfilled in the church. So with that, we won't be hostile to everybody, but we will be immediately on the war path, in a reasonable sense, because you can't just go to war straight away in this game. You need to prepare. But we will be on the war path with our immediate neighbors. So the rule is the chosen land, quote unquote, in this game for me, is any empires, because as you can see here, there's hyperlanes that connect stars, and so any empires who I run into, and they're immediately next to me, connected by hyperlanes, those empires will be my quote-unquote chosen land, and I have to go full conquest on them. But, so I have to take those ones over. Now, any other empires outside that, I'm free to engage in diplomacy with, but I'm also free to go to war with and take over them as well, because Deuteronomy 20 also says so. So I am permitted to do that. So that'll be the most probably intense periods of warfare, at least for much of the game, until the end game, which is when it gets absolutely bonkers. But yes, my aim other than that will be to take over the whole galaxy. That will be the intent, but that can be either by direct conquest or vassalage, so I can make vassals out of other states. The chosen land, my immediate neighbors, will be just full conquest, full purging, so to speak. Full cherem, as the Hebrew term is. But states outside will be not necessarily that I can do whatever with. But the ultimate aim is to take over the whole galaxy, whether by direct control or by vassalage. So that's the aim of it, and we'll be reading Deuteronomy 20 in a second, so we can get an idea of that. There's this science ship right now is doing the boarding. Oh yes, and with the first contact protocols, we're going to be cautious. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to be cautious. This is going to be fun. How long is this science ship taking? Okay.
Hulks vivisected.
Debris analyzed. Well, hang on. Whoa. What am I doing here? How do I... Situation log, Temple of Unity, board culture ship, one military ship and all. Okay, cool. There we go. So while that's happening... Interesting. Let's read Deuteronomy 20, shall we? And I am reading from the NET Bible, the net translation. This will tell us the rules of war. Deuteronomy 20. When you go to war against your enemies and see chariotry and troops who outnumber you, do not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God who brought you up out of the land of Egypt is with you. As you move forward for battle, the priest will approach and say to the soldiers, "Listen, Israel, today you are moving forward to do battle with your enemies. Do not be faint-hearted, do not fear or tremble or be terrified because of them, because the Lord your God goes with you to fight on your behalf against your enemies to give you victory." Moreover, the officers are to say to the troops, "Who among you has built a new house and not dedicated it? He may go home lest he die in battle." And I'll get to that in a second, don't worry. Lest he die in battle and someone else marry her. In addition, the officers are to say to the troops, "Who among you is afraid and faint-hearted? He may go home so that he will not make his fellow soldiers' heart as fearful as his home." then the officers have finished speaking. They must appoint unit commanders to lead the troops. That's not as relevant here, unfortunately. The game isn't that intricate with managing your armies, so not the most relevant. Maybe I'll say these encouragements before we do land invasions, because that is a thing in this game. Now, this is where it's most relevant. When you approach a city to wage war against it, offer it terms of peace. If it accepts your terms and submits to you, all people found in it will become your slaves. If it does not accept terms of peace but makes war with you, then you are to lay siege to it. The Lord your God will deliver it over to you, and you must kill every single male by the sword. However, the women, little children, cattle, and anything else in the city, all of its plunder, you may take for yourselves as spoil. You may take from your enemies the plunder that the Lord your God has given you. This is how you are to deal with all those cities located far from you, those that do not belong to these nearby nations. Now, that's for the later outside nations that are not within the chosen land, so to speak. But now we're going for the chosen land. Laws concerning war with the Canaanite nations, those most nearest to us. As for the cities of these people that the Lord your God is going to give you as an inheritance, you must not allow a single living thing to survive. Instead, you must utterly annihilate them. The Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, just as the Lord your God has commanded you, so that they cannot teach you all the abhorrent ways they worship their gods, causing you to sin against the Lord your God. If you besiege a city for a long time while attempting to capture it, you must not chop down its trees, for you may eat fruit from them and should not cut them down. A tree in the field is not human that you should besiege it. However, you may chop down any tree you know is not suitable for food. You may use it to build siege works against the city that is making war with you, until that city falls. And all the people of God said, based. But yes, this shows an important difference. So with our alien empires, of course not all of that's entirely relevant. I think what we can do with that thing about chopping down trees, not chopping down trees that are good fruit, is basically don't knock down, it'll have to be when we conquer an alien, but when we conquer alien systems and planets, don't just take down any building that's useful. If anything's useful, don't take it down. That's reasonable, that's very common sense. I do that in this game already, so that's so far so good. But with this in particular, with these chosen land nations, we have to utterly annihilate them. We have to destroy every living thing. So that's what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, this is getting spicy already. Yes, and that is a thing in this game. You can do that. You can engage. Woo boy, you can engage in genocide in this game. Yes. So that's, I don't know what else to say. That's what we're going to be doing with the immediate surrounding nations. Now, of course, there is the whole debate about what Hedem means, whatever. Maybe before we get to war, maybe I'll consider that debate. If anyone has any good points about what this passage means, whether it doesn't literally refer to killing every single thing, but simply driving them out. Let's see. Actually, the NET has a note here. Note W. The completely wipe out. I assume that's Hedem in that verse. We'll look at that later. We're not going to war just yet. We're not going to go for a war for a while, so we have some time to debate it. If anyone has good points, like the arguments from John Walton, for example, I'm not personally fully convinced by them, although I think they do make good points about whether this passage does not necessarily mean kill everything, but simply drive them out, because you can do that in this game as well. You can purge by displacement. You can just tell people to leave. If that's what this passage really means, then please do tell me, because the fate of billions of sentient beings rests on whether that is true or not. And please, if you guys want to have those debates in the comments, we can do that. But now, anyway, back to the game. Though the survivors offered stiff resistance, our boarding party was able to secure several prisoners from the disabled cultist starship. From them, we have learned that this conspiracy goes far deeper than we initially suspected. The agents of the Temple of Unity include several flag officers and high-ranking officials within our government. Far out. Masserets are being made on Haaretz, and all assets belonging to this cult have been seized. However, several of their starships they build and remain unaccounted for in the upper echelons. Oh, yes. So they may still be out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be fun. But hey, we got a nice small fleet here. One more ship there for good measure. Build it later. Okay, so we're surveying these systems. Our science ships are doing that. And then we've got this spare science ship here. May as well... oh, that's even better. The choke point's actually closer. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Bazkarat 7A. They must have been active in this region approximately 12 million years ago, judging by the age of their artifacts. Well, clearly they didn't have the grace of, they didn't have the favor of Yahweh. Otherwise, they'd still be here, wouldn't they? From what they have been able to piece together, our scientists theorize that these aliens who call themselves the Voltaum Star Assembly were worm-like annelids, roughly 3 to 4 meters in length, that they communicate with each other primarily through vibrations carried through their segmented bodies. Okay.
Situation log updated.
Lovely. So that's also a cool thing in this game. There's precursor archaeology, and that can give you really good bonuses when you discover that stuff. Habitable Worlds Initiative, yeah.
Situation
cool.
log updated.
Nice little bonuses. I think we'll start expanding now. So let's build a starbase here. Actually, I'll build a science ship and a construction ship. Okay, Nick says, Walton says, kill everything was local hyperbole. Heiser says it was the lineage of the Nephilim that had to be annihilated. I think I got this right. Yeah, I'd be interested to see Walton's evidence that it was a local hyperbole, because I've heard the arguments that, oh well, look, there was still some little smatterings of Canaanites here and there, some who escaped the wall, and like, yeah, that's true. Okay, I can grant that, like, that one or two would get away, but I still don't think that gets over what looks like the intent of the command to be kill everything you find there. Okay, maybe one or two escape beyond the walls, and there's other little settlements out there that you might not reach, whatever. But with respect to this, your intent is to kill everything you find. So yeah, if there's convincing evidence otherwise where that was said, and yet it was not intended to kill everything, then we'll, yeah. Panos Economides, good to see you here, mate. So Stellaris, according to the rules of the Torah. That's right, buddy. That's what we're doing today. Ooh, an archaeological site. That's good. We're gonna get that soon. Archaeological sites in this game are good. They can give very nice bonuses and reveal some pretty cool lore, in-game lore. Coppo, good to see you here, buddy. One or two escape. Weak. Bruh. Ooh, and Nick says, he did bring other cultural scripts to the table to prove that, but I don't remember what they were. I'd definitely like to see that. I do remember. I wanted to get his book. In fact, you know, that might actually be my next purchase. Thank you so much for reminding me. His Lost World of the Conquest of Joshua, or something like that. Basically on that entire topic. I think that's where he basically lays out those arguments. And I have the Lost World of the Torah as well. Maybe he talks. I do have the Lost World of the Torah over there, so maybe he does.
Anomaly found.
That would be nice. But yes, time is ticking, ladies and gentlemen. If I'm still convinced that it does mean kill everything, and the idea of merely driving out, I haven't been convinced of it yet, but then I am convinced later, then, oh well, that'll be a mistake, but, oh well, what do you mean? Random Taffer, I think it was Victories written by Egyptian scribes from Ramesses II. Random, the hyperbole. Yes, I think I remember that, actually. I remember that being a decent observation. The question, I do remember thinking, though, when I did read those, so for people who don't know, there was some, I think, was it in the Amarna letters? Actually, no, I don't think it was the Amarna letters. Basically, some Egyptian inscriptions that basically said the same thing, oh, annihilated everybody. But then, apparently, they don't mean everybody, it's just hyperbole. But I remember thinking, aren't they just begging the question with that reading? Like, why shouldn't we read that as at least intending to...
Construction.
Well, and then, of course, there's the difference between talking about something that is to occur, like commanding what you're supposed to do, and then talking about a victory you'd had in the past. So, yeah, the hyperbole does make sense there, if they're talking about victories in the past, which I believe those writings were. But the commands in the Torah are commands for like actual commands for what you're supposed to do. And so unless there's some other linguistic, there's some other documents that use that same thing and yet clearly are not commanding, given what we know afterwards, the killing of, at least trying to kill everyone, then I otherwise remain convinced that it does refer to killing everybody. But I think that's a distinct question from Herem, from Drive Out, because that is also relevant. So I'll probably do a little bit, I'll do some more looking into that as well, as I have done in the past. Whether it was expected to be killing or a combination of killing and driving out. So, yeah. Random Taff says, sort of like when we say one football team destroyed another. I've not been convinced by this, as they could just be lying to talk about how great and impressive their feats of war are. So as in not convinced of the hyperbole reading, or cause yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, it might not be hyperbole. They might just be straight up lying. that's possible. Although I don't like to assume that with historical sources. That's kind of the atheist method. Oh yes, I forgot I've got my new science ship. Let's get that. Oh wait, I've got 2 science ships and they're still not. Ah, what am I doing? What a waste. Okay, let's get you surveying that and that, and let's get you to the archaeological. Yeah, let's get you here. And then you can continue down here. Let's get some water, shall we? While these ships are going away. And let's build the next starbase. Let's take this choke point. A key thing with strategy in this game is to take over hyperlane choke points. Because it makes your life a whole lot easier in warfare. If there's only like a very limited number of entryways for the enemies, you can bottleneck them and like dedicate all your resources to very small points, so that yeah. Random Taffer says, yes, I'm not totally sold on the hyperbole. Open to it though, but it always feels kind of like slimy language manipulation when you use it as an explanation to an atheist. It could be true though. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I accept it in that that's what the command said, but it doesn't. It wouldn't. But Israel wouldn't be punished if like one or two people escape from the walls during the battle. It's simply a command to just kill everybody you find, basically. So yeah, it's talking that in a phenomenological, in a subjective sense. Everybody who's there within your reach, kill them. If it meant that in an objective sense, everybody who was part of this city, then they'd be stuffed, because there obviously would be people who escaped. I hope people can get that difference. Nick says, I have a transcript from Walton's lecture to my theology dip class. I'll try to find a quote. That's awesome. Alright, you were in a class with him. How good. That's really cool. He actually visited my college a year or 2 ago, yeah, probably a couple of years ago now, and it was just a free lecture, basically on the whole idea of cultural rivers and the Bible and all that, how we can't read the Bible with our cultural mindset. It was cool. It was really cool, and I was happy to be able to go there.
Star system
yeah, he's cool.
charted.
He is pretty darn cool. But as much as I like his work, including in the Lost World of the Torah, I raise a huge eyebrow at how hostile he is to just the simple attempt to use the Torah for moral instruction today. He tries to really, really hearken the idea that, oh, it's just so much of the context is lost to us. We don't know why many of these commands were here. Maybe they were not morally, so we don't know whether they're actually morally binding or not. It's irresponsible to apply. And it's like he applies so much unnecessary doubt to what we know of the Torah in applying it to our modern moral contexts. So he applies a bit of incredulity, which I don't like. Garado says, is this like a Q&A? Well, kinda. The main thing is me conquering the galaxy according to the rules of the Torah, but while we're going through it, it can also be educational. We can have discussion about the nature of the Torah, all these related questions, theological, biblical, all that stuff. And yeah, so that's part of it. It's a game, but it includes fun. We're learning through fun. That's how it's working. I need a building here, but question is, what do I want? Precinct houses might be the best because Unity. Excuse me. Actually, no, I might want a mining station. Yeah, money. And a precinct house. Let's do both. Okay, so we got Nick has given the quote from Walton. I'll read that in just a second. I should be expanding much faster than I am. I need to keep focused, especially to get these planets here. But Nick says, in the ancient world, we have many conquest accounts from the Babylonians, the Egyptians, the Assyrians especially. All across the scope of ancient Near Eastern literature, we have conquest accounts. When we look at these accounts, we start to recognize a pattern, a style, a rhetoric. I assume Oh, well, okay, that's it. Oh, okay. And when we look at the conquest accounts in the Book of Joshua, we find that they follow the same patterns, use the same rhetoric. Okay, yeah, cool. And Random Taffer says, I kind of like Heiser's Nephilim Purge view simply because it's really cool. Would make a great progressive rock concept album. Yeah, I'm not into the esoteric lore of Michael Heiser just yet. I haven't really read much into him. But I want to, because it sounds really woke. In the good sense of woke, like, whoa. Copo says, the other Paul trying to justify the trolling he did 3 decades ago using the Old Testament, smart but not affected by the international, by the ICTY in Hague. Is that International Criminal Tribunal or something? Or International Court of something? Trying to justify the trolling he did 3 decades ago using the Old Testament, smart but not... That's funny. Yeah, it's true. I'm probably going to be pulled up by a human rights court for this.
Construction complete.
But hey, at least I had fun. At least it was fun. And I have this unused science ship here. Oh yes. Let's get you on the site. Wait, what? Wait, where's the other guy? Oh, okay, cool. Actually, you know what? We'll get you because you're closer. We'll get you surveying these, and then we'll just get you that, and then excavate. Okay, now we need you to claim Alpha Centauri because these, if you notice, there's these
found.
Stuff off. These green planet icons mean there's a habitable, uncolonized planet I can get there. Copo, International Something Tribunal for Yugoslavia. Bro, with the scale of this conquest, I'm putting those poor gents to shame. To the Hague for Yugoslavia, for the Yugoslav war. Oh man, because this is literally galactic scale, big galaxy as you can see.
Anomaly found.
Yeah, let's research that. It's good to research anomalies in this game as well. It gives you some nice bonuses. Let's build that. Okay, what else? You know, give me one sec.
Construction complete.
All right, back.
Star system charted.
Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? Just around the... Whoa! Cultist marauders encountered. Oh dear. Okay, you know what? 1 second. You turn on the fan. Okay, time to get serious here.
Tactical retreat.
Where are the marauders? Okay, so the cultists are up here apparently. Our science ship is retreating, which means we need to build more ships. A lot more ships. Kopo space Chetnik vibes. What is that?
Star system charted.
Hope it's not something that can cancel me. Okay, cool. Yes, let's build our... I should have done that earlier. I'm going to build our colony ship. And we're going to colonize Sirius. We'll take the system, rather.
Construction
Where are we at with the
complete.
victory screen? We're rank 27? Are you kidding me? That's gay. That's so gay. We're really far behind. Oh well, that's just how the AI works in this game. Oh well. Bright side is that we are actually in a pretty good starting position. Like, the best starting position in this game is when you're, like, at the very edge. So there's only, like 1 or 2 directions for the enemy to come from. But yeah. Chison says, Nick says, retreating is not trusting in the Lord. Okay, to be fair, this is a science ship. Let's cut him some slack. The Lord hasn't exactly given divine favor for the science ship to take on cultists. But you are otherwise right, which is why I almost never get my fleets to retreat, even when they're... Well, okay, I sometimes do, but that's because I'm not playing Space Israel. So in this round, we're never going to retreat. Alright, this game, we're never going to retreat. We're going to trust in the Lord even in defeat. Sweet. Okay. We are almost ready. I think I'll build a couple more ships though for good.
Star system charted.
Where's our... Hang on, did we finish Unity? Okay, no, we already picked that. Okay, okay. Yeah, what else can we do here? We can build a star base there. Sweet, alright. In fact, you know what? I'll queue up the second colony ship.
Construction complete.
Actually, which one's bigger? That's 12. That's that's 20. Yeah. So if you look at the yellow, at the little yellow, I'm hovering over this planet thing now. Next to continental world, you see a yellow number. Well, you have the green number that says 80%, 80% habitability. Very good. And the yellow number 20 means the number of tiles on the planet, which means how many districts I can build. And districts mean like generator districts that generate energy, mining districts, agricultural districts, industrial districts, and residential districts. So the more of those, the better. So I'm gonna colonize Sirius first. Society research need that. A group of IRL trolls that use SCMPT for their flag. Not gonna lie, this reminds me of Spore Space Stage. Bro, that's a throwback, bro. Spore, that you just threw me back into my childhood when you said that. I've still got it on Steam, and every now and then I get the temptation to play it. Oh yes, what am I doing? My science ships are idle. Oh, this is good. No, this is good. All of this is isolated. So I can go for here, and then here. This isn't ideal, but that's still better because I can get all these systems here. What else goes? Okay, this guy. Let's get you surveying down here. Let's basically get every system. I suspect it might possibly be a marauder empire over here though, because sometimes this star arrangement you get that. Yeah, Space Israel. Okay, just waiting for you guys, I guess. Just waiting for these ships to get built at the Shamish station. Canadian Catholic, hello, Josh. Good to see you here, mate. Good to see ya. If you don't know the premise of the game, we are conquering the galaxy according to the rules of the Torah. And running my empire according to it. Oh, yes, that reminds me. Yes, I need to set up my empire laws. Oh, yes, policies as well is... I still haven't gotten some of those. Okay, male ruler, that's good. Edicts. Edicts are very, very good and really necessary in this game, actually. Let's go to policy. So, war philosophy, unrestricted wars. Yep, the Torah allows that. We read Deuteronomy 20. Unrestricted wars are allowed. Orbital bombardment, indiscriminate. Yes, that's allowed because we're talking about the annihilation of races. We'll probably need to disable that once we take over the Promised Land and start conquering other worlds, because the Torah does not give us the right. It only gives us the right to fully annihilate those nations within the Promised Land. Oh, we have sighted ships flying the flag of the Temple of Unity in the Benami system. They have charged their weapons and are moving to intercept us.
Tactical retreat.
Oh, that's great. They're everywhere here. Far out. Are you kidding me? That's lame. Well, that's good. It's going to mean experience for my ships. Once this colony ship's done. So no space pursuit. What is that?
Construction complete.
I don't speak Balkan. Resettlement is allowed or free pops cannot be forcibly resettled between planets. Yeah, I think that would be the case because there is a specific, like, every tribe has their place, and that's tyranny. That's not what the Torah allows. The Torah does not allow tyranny over the tribes of Israel, so we will prohibit that. Although that does specifically refer to free pops, not slaves, which we will have. Initial border status will be... We'll be open. We'll be strategic about it. Militarized economy, mixed economy, or civilian economy. I think we might go with a mixed economy soon, but I'm not sure. Trade policy, wealth creation. Robotic workers. Nothing specific in the Torah about that, but as a measure of the Torah is about prudence, and prudence says you don't want an AI uprising, so we're going to ban robot workers. Contact report, enigmatic space bearer. Okay, so we now got some. Hang on. Oh, this is cool. No, this so that thing there means there's a little independent space station there. It could be one of a few different things. Random Taffer says, God, I hope we run into space furries. No hyperbole necessary there. Oh, yeah, 100%. That'll be my... You know what? I'll probably make an exception for them. Because, oh, man. Does the Torah... Are we only allowed to fully annihilate... Actually, hang on. What does it say? The Lord, you must kill... women... I mean, okay, yeah, no. Like, so... For those those cities outside the Promised Land, if they are, if they refuse to surrender, okay, if they do surrender to you, then you make them slaves. But if they don't surrender to you, then it says that you put all the males to the sword and you take everything else, women and children and all that, as quote unquote plunder, basically engrafting them into the population of Israel, which really is a blessing when you think about it, compared to the fate of the men, but. So it's kind of mixed. It's kind of mixed killing and enslavement. So there might be some leeway there. So if I see the furries, we can see, because in the end the Torah is also about the spirit, not merely the letter of the law. So with the spirit of the Torah, I'd say, and because of course we're talking about part of the reason for annihilation is because so that they don't teach you their ways. So if we do find furries in the galaxy, we definitely don't want them influencing us. So yeah, I think we'll have God's sanction to annihilate them. Prosciutto IDK, I don't speak pasta too good, the dried ham thing. But that's where the legend of Gollum comes from. You can have robotic workers, but they ought to be circumcised. What does that mean? Taking off like what? Taking off the protective layer off the circuitry? What does that mean? Oh man, Random Taffer, the Israelites could have work golems. Random Taffer also says, well, there would be nothing left to take for plunder for furries, everything to the sword, because it's basically 100% math. That is a good point. That is actually a really, really good point. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, furry genocide is permitted, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate in the comments. Thank you. Oh dear. Oh yes, got the colony ship, and I've got to be on top of the game, because this game is about, like... doing things on time. Oh yes, okay. Alright, what are we going to name our first new world? I think we call it... Jerusalem? Or Shalom? Jerusalem? I forgot how it's said in the Hebrew, so Jerusalem. So this is the New Jerusalem. Yay, woo! Colonizing the New Jerusalem, baby. How long is this going for? Oh, a bit over an hour. Far out, not bad at all. And I can go for a bit longer. I don't want to go for too long though. But nonetheless, this round is going quite well so far, I'd say. Okay, cool. Our fleet here is good. We'll reinforce it with one more ship. And then we will be ready to go to take out these Baal worshippers, the space Baalists. Yerushalayim. Okay. I'll trust you, Logos, when you say that, and I'll recolonize it. Shalayim. Yeah. Is that true? Hang on. Let me search this. Jerusalem Strong's Hebrew. Yep, you're correct. Cool. Yerushalayim. Perfect. Alright. So we've got the colonization happening. Final ship's being built, and then we'll take out these cultists in the top right, and then these ones in the top left. Ooh, there is a lot of minerals in that system. That is good. Actually, yes, let's do first contact procedures. Send my envoy there. If we can contact these dudes. No, we can't. Oh, well. We're just going to nuke them. Coppo the Copus says, are there actual furries or those dog-headed people like Saint Christopher? What? Saint Christopher? Ew. It was definitely not a saint.
Anomaly found.
Well, there's furries in that there are those kinds of animal but sentient beings in this game. So if we do find them, they are functionally furries. Yerushalayim. Yep. Accent on the last syllable. Thank you for reminding me. Because my Hebrew is quite rusty. I have not practiced it in a long time. Another archaeological site there, perfect. Ah, darn it, it's not a choke point, it's got a flipping thing here. Oh well. Take care of that. There's only so much you can do. Only so much you can do. Taking this sweet time to build. Oh, no wonder the Corvette's, the ship's gone first. Ah! So that colony ship is up, will be sweet. That's the trick with this game, is you've got to make sure you're doing something all the time. All your ships are doing something. You don't want idle workers. Or spare resource that you could be using on other things, like building a new district, for example, or clearing out things. Do we want a stronghold or a resource silo? Resource silos are pretty good. Actually, you know what? Alloys are definitely going to need that, because alloys are necessary for warfare. Starbase upkeep, sweet. Okay, we're gonna go with unity production, because as we said, the Torah strongly entails that there's only one place of worship and thus one temple, and that precludes me from building more of one of the strongest sources of unity in the game. So we have to take every unity bonus we can. And now we got factions. Woo, great. Factions are kind of like political parties in this game, and these ones are good because they're all basically the ethics of yeah, they're basically all the core ethics of the game, so that's cool. They're generating influence for me. Whatchamacallit, if a faction arises that is materialist, okay, then other factions that are against these other things, I want to suppress them. But if there's a materialist faction, they're basically atheists. They are pretty much the atheist faction. And according to the Torah, denying the Lord your God of Israel is a capital offense. So I will be squashing any and all support of the materialist faction if they arise. Wait, are you seriously not familiar with cynocephaly? I've heard that term. I'm probably familiar with the concept. Oh, yeah, sorry. Cynocephaly, widely attested mythical phenomenon. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not familiar with the cynocephaly, that mythical creature. I am not.
Complete.
I don't spend my time with myths or fables, as St. Paul says. So excuse me. And if you're here already, and if you're not subscribed, which is probably unlikely, this is pretty niche, please do subscribe and like this video. And if you wish to support me in this ministry and get nice little bonuses, do become a patron. I'm in the works right now for a couple more very nice patron bonuses, so be on the lookout if that should incentivize you. But yes, there you go. And of course, you want to make a one-time donation as well. Got the paypal.me. So there is that. I do highly encourage it. If you are contributing to your local church already, and if you're financially stable, I do encourage you, if you believe in my ministry, become a patron. And that's the plug for now. And now I will colonize Alpha Centauri. What will we call this? We'll call this one, let's see, will this be Ashdod, maybe? Yeah, why not? Are there furries in the Bible? I hope not. What was the ancient writing that talked about the island of dog-headed people? Was that from Marco Polo?
Construction complete.
Matt Bell says 8 watching and 7 likes. Who didn't like? Logos Logistics, my bad. How dare you, Logos? I thought we were friends, cuz. How dare you? Alright, we've got our ships. Okay, we're going for the attack, boys. We're going on the Temple of Unity. The Baal worshippers are going down, boys. Alhamdulillah. Give it that in the chat. Give me an Alhamdulillah in the chat. The Baal worshippers are being destroyed. Our fleet is on the way. You know what? I'm going to rename the fleet.
Anomaly found.
Yad Elohim. The hand of Yahweh. Actually, Hayad Elohim. Hayad Ha-Elohim. Wait, for a proper noun, do we need a ha? I don't think so. For a proper noun, a name, I don't think we need the ha. And it's a genitive. I forget the rules. Hayad Elohim, I believe that's correct. Furries can be found in John 11:35. Oh gosh, I don't want to read that now. Now there are 9 likes. Frick yeah, boys, let's do it. Let's flip and go. Logos Logistics, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Star system charted.
Let's build the next outpost. Let's keep expanding, boys. We must keep expanding. Victory. I'm still not going up in the victory rank because I'm missing opportunities. I'm not expanding as fast as I should. Already 12 years into the game. Far out, bro. Let's expand here. And let's build one more science ship. These guys are good. They're basically this independent science faction, and they can give you nice bonuses. So that's cool. We want to definitely put them in our boat. Oh yes, can you aid us in our research? Oh heck yeah, done. Bang, that's a research bonus, boys.
Construction complete.
Of which we could definitely use more. Definitely build
Colonization in progress.
I'm hoping my distraction and not expanding as fast as I should is not going to cost me. Battle's happening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it doesn't cost me with this game. Yeah. Oh well. Alright.
Star system charted.
Battle's gone well. Or destroyed one ship, destroyed two of them. Destroyed two of their corvettes. All corvettes are down. Now just their destroyer. Lost one corvette, that's okay. Alhamdulillah, give me that, boys. Give me an amen, based, alhamdulillah, anything. Just spam the chat, boys. It's a victory. It's a victory for the people of Israel. For the space relights. Frick yeah. Alright, that's victory. Let's reinforce. Head back to base. I'm going to build a star station over Sirius.
Sphere of influence.
Deus Vult as well.
expanded.
Deus Vult. And Yerushalayim has been established. Let's build. Oh dear, Empire Sprawl. We definitely need to take care of that right now. Okay. Build that. And then. Alright, should be sweet. Yeah, Empire Sprawl is basically your administrative capacity. You can build beyond it. And it's basically everything that's. Anything you build, any star stations, buildings, pops, all that stuff expands your Empire Sprawl. And if it goes beyond your administrative capacity, you can do it, but it's going to increase costs for everything. If you're a little bit over it, and it happens by percentage. So if you're like 0.1% over it, it's like inconsequential, so it should be fine. But you want to keep on top of it. You really do. Logos says, where's the tabernacle in the Ark of the Covenant? That would be on Haaretz in this temple over here. Yeah, that's why there's only going to be one temple.
Construction
Copo
complete.
says, dog-headed people were real 100%. Trust me, bro, it was revealed to me in a dream. Based. The virgin, I searched in these primary sources and I'm going to scrutinize and criticize and come up with a true history versus the Chad. This was revealed to my cousin in a dream. This is how history really happened. Oh yes, let's build these. And then take over Till. You know what, let's get you taken this place right now. We need to expand ASAP. You know what? Don't even worry about the mining stations, let's just expand. Expand, expand, expand. Oh damn it, did I just take this guy away from the flipping excavation? Ah, that is annoying. Get back to excavating, cuz. Voila. Get this new science ship. Oh yes, survey speed. That is really good. Need that extra survey speed. Alright, research projects there. And I guess you'll join... yeah, you can join that guy down there. Trust me, my uncle works in Nintendo and told me. Logos Logistics. When are you founding Tel Aviv? Isn't that just modern Israel, Tel Aviv? Because if so, I'm not. This is not the imposter state. Coppo, there are also a bunch of sources that mention them from the Americas to Europe to China. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Like, ancient medieval sources, and I mentioned
Anomaly
a lot
found.
of like, accounts of like really wild things that definitely should not be dismissed. Oh, there's another station for the curator order down here. Cool, maybe I can take that. I think it might be down this route here. Resources are going good. I definitely need more civilian factories because consumer goods are going down. We are going really good with alloys. Science definitely needs an improvement. District here as well. Hayat Elohim is
Star system
reinforced and
charted.
ready to go, which means we can go for these guys now. Is there anything in the situation log? Hey, we've gone up in ranks. Awesome. We're now 19th. Search Binami. Oh, cool. Yes, we need a...
Construction complete.
Oh, yeah, cool. So we need to search those systems manually.
Star system charted.
Perfect. Here we go. Okay, so shipyard and trade hub. Yeah, should be sweet for now. Logos Logistics. Where are Tyre and Cedon and their bounteous timber? They'll be coming. Coppo says, also I've seen one while playing Mafia 1. Who's the dog-headed Mafia 1? What? Mention archaeology while clearing away... Stuff off. While clearing away rubble and rocks, a peculiar discovery is made. An alien tool that mostly resembled a common pickaxe was found crushed between craggy rocks. If the mining technology retained by previous diggers was on par with that type of equipment, the previous digging of the shaft, a shaft of 100 meters deep, shows a remarkable commitment. What is it in the depth that's worthy of such excursion? Keep digging. Hell yeah. Deuteronomy 13:11. If it was founded, it'd have to be Deuteronomy 13:11 to 17. Ooh, now what is that?
Star system charted.
That's spicy. Let's take a look at that. Deuteronomy 13. 11 to 17. Maybe this can influence policy. Who knows if it's relevant. Pause for 2 seconds. 11. Oh yeah, of course. Thus all of Israel hear you, be afraid no longer will they continue to do evil like this among you. Suppose you should hear in one of your cities which the Lord has given you as a place to live that some evil people have departed from among you to entice the inhabitants of the city, saying, let's go and serve other gods whom you have not known before. You must investigate thoroughly and inquire carefully. Yeah, I remember this passage. Yep, 100% relevant and based. So if we find a materialist faction, they're going to be purged to destruction. And that's the default stance towards alien nations. Logo says, will you make alliances with the heathen like Solomon the Wise? There can be strategic alliances, yes, but the ultimate end game is to either directly conquer or vassalize the entire galaxy. So those will be temporary at most. Yes, let's build some stuff there. Cultists encountered. Voila.
Tactical retreat.
Maybe we should build a second fleet. I'll probably start doing that now. Why not?
Construction complete. Hulks
Oh yes, this is
vivisected.
prosperity. Prosperity tradition is very good. That just means tons of more resources. New archaeological site. Oh, sweet, right there. How good. Archaeological sites are key to, especially since the latest updates when they were added, they're key to your expansion. Okay, this guy kind of has to wait here. What can he do? You know, let's let you
Sphere of influence
research this for
expanded.
a billion years. Why not? How long is that going to take? Yeah, no, okay, we're not doing that. Let's get you research that anomaly. Alright. Combat, boys. Baal worshippers are going down. Again. Annihilated. Just annihilated.
Construction
Gosh, it wasn't even a
complete.
competition. They didn't even pop off one kill. Alright.
Anomaly found.
So we have our second fleet here. We're going to get them meeting up at the Gothia system. Question is though, what are we going to name them? What are we gonna name this second fleet? I need an idea. I need an idea for what we're gonna name this second fleet. Oh, fully excavated. Let's take a look. Oh, this might actually be good. Hang on. Let's pause. The archaeological dig stopped as if it encountered the remains of some long-dead diggers. An eerie sense of foreboding overcame the excavation team as they examined the remains, multiple small indications leading up to a shocking, inescapable revelation. It was them. Impossible but unmistakable. The ancient remains of the previous diggers were that of the current excavation crew, crushed eons ago underneath tons of rock. Moments after having sent this final message up to the science team, wild tremors shook the ground and collapsed the shaft. The excavation team was crushed in the rubble once more. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh no, it's just for one site. Wait. Okay, it's just for the science ship. Research speed, anomaly, research speed. Dang. But we get a research option at least. That's trippy. Oh well. That sucks. That sucks. Poor guy. Traumatized. Oh well. We'll still have some use for him, I guess. Let's get you researching this one. Logos Logistics. In Crusader Kings 2, there is actually possible to play as a Jewish character and conquer the Holy Land in order to establish the Davidic kingdom. Yes, I do know that. Who else wants Paul to play to do a CK2 or CK3 Let's Play where he reestablishes the kingdom of Israel? And Nick says, "Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe if I've only just started CK3. Maybe if I learn it well enough, I get good enough, and I enjoy it, then I will. We'll see about that." Okay, this guy's gonna research there. Guy's surveying there. Oh, this is a true. Oh no, I don't think it is. Let's explore there. If it isn't,
technology secured.
Because that could be a choke point. Could be a really good one. Random Taffer, F for that team of brave diggers. Yeah, let's get an F in the chat, people, for those diggers who found that temporal anomaly, found their own bodies, and then were killed. F in the chat, boys and girls. F in the chat. I'm gonna put one myself. What's this guy doing? This guy's doing nothing. Why are you doing nothing, boy? Let's bring you down to Procyon. We need a survey that still. Logo says, if you play EU4, you can play as Protestant faction during the Wars of Religion. Maybe that's more on brand. Everything's on brand for me. I want to cover all areas of theology and Bible and history that I get into.
Construction
more administrative capacity, yes, please. So yeah, that's definitely on brand. All of it's on brand.
Technology secured.
F. Thank you everyone for your F. F for the diggers. Our brave diggers. We shall remember them. Ooh, curator think tank. Oh wait, no, that's not what I think it is. Oh wait, that's actually good though. Oh cool, so I can build a star station here and you know, I'm gonna do that. It's actually a good position to build one too. Okay, coil gun. Ooh, that's gonna be... Yeah, we're gonna build that next. Do we need to upgrade our ships at all? Or is there still... No, still all stock standard. Alright, cool. Coppers, Toma Merchich, Merchich or Merchik, the old gamer disapproves. Sorry, Toma. Sorry for disappointing him. So I'm so sorry for disappointing the man with the legendary middle name. Oh, wait, what are we naming our second fleet? Let's call it. I basically just want to call them like different names of God, maybe. Actually, oh my gosh, what's the name for I can't believe I forgot the word for angel in Hebrew. Hebrew word angel. I can't believe I forgot it. Malach, yeah. No, I'm gonna call it Gibor Yisrael. That's the fleet's gonna be called. The Mighty One of Israel. Or Yeah, Mighty One of Israel. Yep. Ooh. Nick says make each fleet a tribe. That's actually not a bad idea. That's actually a really good idea. Thank you for that. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to start with Yehuda, the tribe of Judah. That's actually a super good idea. As you can see, people, you, the viewer, can have an impact on this game. You're going to be, you can be an impromptu research team on the Torah and on the scriptures in case I miss something, and you can give epic suggestions like that. That's actually really cool. So yeah, there we go. We got the tribe of Yehuda. They run this fleet. Getting a nice admiral from the tribe of Yehuda. I have to rename him. Avraham Yehuda. Okay, and then we need to give them more ships. Another possibility is to play CK3 and establish a new religion. His religion system is very customizable. Really? Okay. This could allow you to kickstart the Reformation at an earlier date. Or I might just do something like a totally different religion altogether. The religion of Beepus. It's Pepsi, but not Pepsi. It's Beepus. Ooh, okay, new contact. Let's get them. Oh, maybe this
Star
is
system charted.
Maybe this is the Temple of Unity itself, which means we can nuke them. Absolutely nuke them.
Construction complete.
At which point do the Romans appear? Well, we're gonna have to typologize the empires of the galaxy. So once we get an idea of like the situation in the galaxy, we can kind of say, okay, those guys are the Romans, those guys are the Canaanites, so on and so forth. How long's this been going for? Wow, an hour and a half now. How good? We're still going strong. I might go to the 2-hour mark, so at least another 30 minutes. Blue lasers. Oh my gosh. Heck yeah. Science officer reports the luminous waves coursing across alien origin. Some ancient battle has deposited. Blah, 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 blah.
Technology secured.
We just straight up got blue lasers. That's the next level of lasers. That's really awesome. Wow. Okay, let's just upgrade our ships. Dang. That is awesome. So we can upgrade Hayad, Elohim, and Yehuda. Nick says, love me some world building. Oath, that's me all the way. Logos Logistics, both CK2 and CK3, I assume you mean, have a Restore the Roman Empire mission. Yes, that's right. You know what, while those guys are up, these guys are going to finish upgrading first, so I might just let... Oh, great, this glitch. Oh no, it's paused, that's why. Duh. Coppo says, wait, space lasers? Yeah, of course, bro, we're in space. This is a game, of course we have lasers. In CK2, you can restore the Roman Empire if Byzantine control enough territory. Benjamin says, Sabbath not being kept. Wait, what do you mean by that? What's Sabbath? Where? In Panos, when I heard about Jewish space lasers, I didn't think it was literal. Well, what did you guys think those red lasers coming out of the ships in combat were? What did you think those were? Hang on, my phone's just about dead. I was watching the comments there, so I was gonna load up the stream on my computer. The other hall. Terribly sorry if I'm missing anything. Let's pause for a second. Alright, on my computer. Perfection. Okay, so you guys can't see the Steam overlay because I'm using Steam overlay. Sabbath not being kept. How would I keep the Sabbath in this?
Vessels upgraded.
Yeah, how would I keep the Sabbath in this game? Because like every day is like, there's like multiple days per second, so it's not exactly possible to do that.
Construction complete.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if someone can figure out a way for how I could be forced to keep the Sabbath in this game, like something really creative. I have one idea, but I'm not too sure. Random Taffa, different kind of game, but I've recently been into Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord recently. Fun to RP as a Christian Kingdom. Yeah, that looks really fun. I've watched gameplay of that. That looks very, very fun. Alright, these guys are upgraded. Or do we want... You know, I'll let Yehuda have their inaugural battle.
Vessels upgraded.
We'll get Hayat Elohim. This is the bigger territory down here, and I suspect there may be more threats, so I'll station them over here. Are you familiar with Mountain Blade series? Yes, I am, as I mentioned. Yep. I've only played a little bit of the first game, haven't got the second, but it does look very fun. I do want to get it. It's very satisfying, the type of gameplay it has.
Construction complete.
Yehuda's good. Alright, Yehuda, you are ready to take on the marauders to the north/northeast. Okay. Jewish space lasers is a conspiracy theory, don't know much about. Oh, okay, got ya. Well, I mean, these days, let's be real, conspiracy theory is just a precondition for a fact later on, so... Just saying.
Hulks vivisected.
Yep, they are. Cool. Okay, we have analyzed debris. Ooh, nice. Made some progress for technologies. Currently investigating that system. That's good. Hang on, this guy's supposed to be doing something. Let's get you doing that. Okay. Alright, so Yehuda, the tribe of Judah, is on their way to take on the marauders. Bannerlord is too much for my PC. Warband is great though. They've much optimized the bunch. I hope they've optimized it, yeah, because those games can get very demanding. But it's understandable why. It's a really, really, like, in-depth, in big scale.
Construction complete.
Let's get you over here. Actually, no, you know what? Let's build the next station, because we haven't built another station in a while. Oh, there's a lot of resources down here. And you're about done there, so I'm going to get you serving there. And then there. And you can go up. Oh, perfect. It is a loop. It is a chokehold. This is a okay. This system here blocks off all these other systems. Okay, there's this entry right here. But ignoring that, it blocks off all these other systems from this direction.
Star system charted.
That's a fantastic chokehold right there. Alright, the tribe of Yehuda is in combat.
Situation log updated.
Look at that, just crunch through their shields. And now through their armor. And now their hulls. Another archaeological site discovered. Oh, it's the library. That actually might be good.
Star system charted. Situation log updated.
Ooh, okay. We've defeated the cultist forces encountered so far, but these engagements have raised a number of alarming questions. The Temple of Unity has been toying far more ships than they could possibly have built in secrecy on Haaretz. They have now pitted a large warship and unknown design against us. Where are these ships coming from? Are these more warships like the one we just destroyed? We should investigate the battle debris for answers. Oh, crap. Okay. Well, Yehuda, victory. Lost one ship, but that's okay. That's an acceptable loss. But now... Let's get this guy. Research project there. And survey system. Where's this new archaeological site? Bahami. Oh, sweet. How good. We have so many sites within our book. Far out. We've got 2 there. These are really good. These are really, really good. Ooh, Benjamin says every 7th year
Construction complete.
Oh, that's definitely not doable, because like a year is a long time in this game. If I was just to do nothing. I don't know though, it doesn't... Oh my gosh, I haven't done anything with Ashdod. What's wrong with me? Whoops. Yes, definitely energy district. I'll build... What else was I going to build? Build civilian. Yeah, awesome. Whoops. Big neglect on Ashdod. Let's build precinct houses because they generate unity and because we can't build temples. Okay, you know what? I need another science ship ready to go. Let's get you down here. Survey this region. How are we looking on the victory stream? We're rank 14. How good? How good? You know what? We'll build a science station here next because we definitely need to speed up our science. Ooh, there's a science post I can build here as well. This is good. Every 7th month is hard to keep track of. That's true. That's true. I don't know. I'm gonna consider that. There's a Crusades mod for Warband out there. Actually makes the map of the Holy Land with tons of factions. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna consider that. Every 7th year, I just can't do anything. Actually, no. They'll get. I could do that as a challenge. It'd be difficult, but I could do that as a challenge. But, it would just not be fun. It just wouldn't be fun at all. That's the problem. Oh man. So yeah, probably won't do that. I think we can build some. Mine's new more. Mining district. Should be
Special
good.
project complete.
Oh sweet. Oh sweet. Awesome. Found another artifact. You know what? Let's claim the Saramor system. Oh no! Don't tell me there's another alien race here. Okay, that's definitely another Empire ship. They're surveying there. We're gonna take this system, and then that one, and that should be a chokehold. I might hold there depending on how close they are. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to encounter our first imposter in the Promised Land. So we're gonna be ready. We're gonna be ready for war. I'm gonna station Hayad Elohim at this station. Shipyard, 2 shipyards, so we can rapidly build new ships. Okay. Tell us about the mysteries of the universe. Ooh. Okay, we're currently researching.
Special project complete.
Okay, after sifting through the debris left by the strange cultist worshippers we destroyed, our scientists believe they may have divined the source of the ships of the Temple of Unity have been thrown against us. Fragments from a log file of some kind of abandoned alien shipyard discovered by the cultist ships fleeing Shemesh. They have been using the automated shipyard to reinforce their numbers. Now they are even producing new ships from alien templates found within the station's memory banks. This cannot be allowed to continue. Okay.
Construction
Destroy
complete.
that shipyard. And if possible, take it for ourselves. Okay. What's that thing they wanted us to look at? Mysteries of the universe. Point of interest. Track on the map. Alright, we'll go there. Go there next. Temple of Unity. Destroy cultist shipyard. It's all the way down there. Are you serious? That's lame. That's doable. Whatever. Okay, what's up next? Oh. Lovely. Someone else destroyed the alien shipyard. Thoroughly wiped out, but we've received that the cult's charismatic leader left the shipyard in a new flagship moments before the battle. She is still large somewhere in the galaxy. Military intelligence working on pinpointing the exact location of the flagship. Okay, cool. Lovely. Lovely. They're being nuked, boys. I'm hoping we can get the glory of finding that ship and finishing it off.
Construction complete.
Alright, cool. Let's claim this system now. Now you're going to survey this, and then you're going to survey that. Oh! Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a choke point.
Hulks vivisected.
Cool, so all this choked off by that. Perfect. Okay. Sweet. For how long does it take you guys to survey? You're doing nothing, you may as well help them. Oh dear, that might be another... Oh, that'll be lame. Let's get you working here. Okay. Just put another construction ship. 2, actually.
Situation log updated.
Is there a decent Warhammer 40k grand strategy game? I mean, science fiction, not fantasy. Yeah, it doesn't really exist yet. Oh, there is Oh no, there is the Armada games. I don't think those are grand strategy. I think those are just ship combat. Oh, I need another initiative. picked up faint subspace emission. The star system consistent with the drive signatures of the alien ships using temperature unity. Most probable source. Alright, where are they at? Where are they at? Right there. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it is closest. We're going to reinforce you guys a little bit. Bring you 7 ships. That is typologically significant. And we're going to ready you guys for war. But we first need to get a look on the... whatchamacallit? No, I can't drive that. Jump there. We first need to get a look on the enemy ship. So you know what? You go there, and then you can get right back to surveying. Because we just need to get a look at them. Oh dear, we're losing energy. Okay. Can we build more energy stations? Indeed we can. Okay. You build a starbase there. So you have found us. No matter, my disciples are more than willing to give their lives for the future of the Atom species. I am that future, in case you didn't realize. When we have dealt with your pitiful forces, my holy flagship shall carry me to Haaretz, where we will at last cleanse our homeworld of unbelievers.
Tactical retreat.
You? How freaking dare you, bro? Ooh, okay. Okay. You know what?
Construction.
You know what? We're gonna bring the Hayat Elohim up here as well.
Star
it's gonna be one grand battle. Copa says, non-related. Any of y'all familiar with Command and Conquer Generals? If you truly want to nuke your channel, you should do a GLA playthrough. Well, I'll take a look at that. I'll consider it. Oh, first contact. Okay, first contact with another nation. Chief Presenter Shmoo Krek and the rest of our religious council demands your attention, heathen creatures. We provide spiritual guidance to the Adik's pious nation, and our intention is to lead our great nation on the path of salvation. Do not defile this path with your presence, alien. We will achieve unity. Do not stand in our way. So we have another false religion. Everyone spit in the chat. Spit in the chat at these heathens. They dare insult us. Oh, they're down here. Okay. In that case, let's build a... Oh, crap. We need to...
Receiving communications.
Sure, we'll establish an embassy with you. It'll buy us some time to build up our forces and get ready to destroy us. We need to build our espionage network. Get the spy network happening. So once we build a station here, I'm going to definitely get up a space station. Get it all buff out our fleets, and get ready for war.
Star system charted.
Press S to blow the shofar of war. That's right, Logos. War will be happening, boys. It will be happening. It's a matter of when. Let's build.
Construction complete.
Okay, we have a lot of systems to claim here, which will give us plenty of energy. So let's claim you first.
Star system charted.
Okay, perfect. That's done. Let's take this system. Alright, Yehuda's here. They're ready for battle. So is Hayat Elohim. Ooh, first contact event about to happen. It's probably these guys down here. Bring up the Ark. That's right, bring up the Ark. Oh, if there's a way I can RP that. Maybe there is. Maybe there is a way I could do that. Maybe I could just make like a solitary ship and call it the Ark. Like just the Ark of the Covenant. The only problem is though, it would engage in combat, and it will most certainly be one of the first casualties because it's a lone fleet. Whoa, what are you doing? Okay, cool. You know, let's let you go. Let's get you guys down here, hanging out the edge of the system, ready for battle. Yes, you're building. You're not. Let's get you building here. Alright, once we get enough influence. Alright, this science ship is inactive. Yeah, these guys haven't closed their borders to us yet. So, we might be sweet. What's our... Okay, we need our default species rights, that's it. So... Yes, undesirables. So that's going to be the default. David's slingshot his arm, deploying in 10, 9, 8. Okay, So this is just going to be for while we take over our closest neighbors. They will be undesirables. Which means they are purged. Wait, why can't I do that? Okay. So far it's by displacement. But I can just extermination. It's just straight up extermination. That's what it is. We need to enable that in policies. So let us do that. Policies per... What? I have a oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's ridiculous. I can't genocide without the xenophobe. Okay. Oh, I should have remembered that. Okay. That's so gay. That's so gay. Oh, darn it. You know, I kind of just want to enable the console or something so I can change my ethic to flipping xenophobe. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Well, we can displace them at least, which was also a thing. So functionally it'll be doing the same thing. But yeah, we have to somehow change our ethic to xenophobe. Oh,
Construction
that is
complete.
lame. So lame.
Construction
Well,
complete.
We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that as it comes. We'll figure out a way. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, well. Let's build a science. Oh, no, I can't yet. Research labs. Sea district. Yep, they've closed their borders, as expected. So let's close our borders. Okay, our fleets are in position. Benjamin says you could promote the xenophobe faction once it becomes a thing. Yes, yes, I can do that. I'll probably attempt that. The only problem is which ethic will it take away. It cannot take away spiritualists. That's the bare minimum. It cannot take away that. Yeah. Well, anyway, fleets are in position, ladies and gentlemen, preparing for the final battle against these heretics,
Technology
against
secured.
these evil heathens. Ooh, advanced combat rolls. I want that. Here we go, boys and girls, if you're watching. Crushed. Absolutely crushed.
Situation log updated.
We just annihilated them. Requires a science ship. Nope, we need to board them. Okay, we need to build an army then. Alright. Let's build our first land forces. Make it 3 for good measure. Coppo, bro, you didn't even take the xenophobe perk. What's next? Rainbow inclusive? Feminist cruise? Rainbow inclusive feminist cruise? I know, right? Bro, I so regret it. We need it. We actually need it. That's the thing, to fulfill the Torah. What I can do to buy time is basically just engage in starting wars where I just take over their surrounding systems that aren't like inhabited, you know, so like those, and take their resources and all that, basically weaken them like nuts. But then once I finally get a xenophobe faction, I can promote them, and yeah, that'll be sweet. The only problem is, what ethic will it drop? It cannot drop spiritualist. Like, it just cannot. That spiritualist has to be the ruling, has to be there. We would like to extend our deal. Yes, we definitely want more science. Give me that science, baby. Oh yes, let's put a station here. Starboard. Okay. You guys definitely need repairs.
Star system charted.
Okay. What's the name for? I forgot the Hebrew word for Strong's Hebrew army. Saba, that's it, Saba. Hang on. Saba. Yeah. Army of the Lord. Nice and simple. Yes. Found. Alright, let's go back to the first contact with these boys down here.
Technology secured.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Zero Corp. Oh, that's cool. They're a little corporation thing. Offshore trading company, definitely need that. Let's look at the comments again. Gotta go, lads. Have a good one. Ah, see you, Nick. Good seeing you here.
Recon and research vessel under attack.
Okay, we just lost a science ship. But we found a Leviathan. It's the dimensional horror. That one's cool. Alright. I'll probably begin to finish up soon, but not before I finish off the cultist flagship. So we have the Saba Yahweh.
Technology secured.
And we can board it, take it over, and finish them off. Oh, coil gun, yes please. So I can upgrade the ships again. Designer, coil gun. Anything else? No, cool. Alright. Upgrade our Gibor corvettes. That's so true though. Gay, inclusive, feminist crews. We need to avoid that. We need to become xenophobes. Okay, are there any other habitable... Ooh. Ooh, that's a Gaia world. I want that. I definitely want that.
Construction complete.
What else? What else would we do? Yes, let's build those. Build that. Yeah, fleet is approaching. This is definitely a good way to, good area to end it, finishing off the local heretics within our empire. Then leaving us over. Oh, these guys are slightly more advanced, but in what way? Hopefully not by technology, because we've been a little bit disappointing on the technology front, not gonna lie.
Construction complete.
Right. I can build more here, I guess. Mining stations, yes. Ah, man. Yeah, I need to go for the xenophobe faction once they come up in order to purge properly. I mean, purging by displacement does also work, because if you look in judges, for example, actually, yeah, the judges does actually show that sometimes this simply involves just driving them out of the land. So this can be acceptable to start with, just to drive them out. But then, once we get the opportunity, we want to like properly exterminate them. To be Torah observant, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's like, this is like what I'm saying here is like the biggest. How dare you? You're promoting the evil violence of the Bible, and I'm just like, no, it's education. Oh come on, these guys have this system. Well, we're gonna be conquering them, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Man, I you're being so mean. You're making light of it. It's like, bro, it's called education, and this is my tactic for not... Oh, yes, we're about to board. Okay. This is my tactic for getting over the atheist, like, guilt trip of your Bible is violence and how dare you. I'm just like... And the way you get over it is my first strategy. I'll go first. After slowly fighting their way deck by deck, our Marines have finally eradicated the last pockets of resistance on the former flagship of the Temple of Unity. Few prisoners were taken, as most of the zealous cultists preferred to throw their lives away in futile suicide attacks. The cult's leader was found on the vessel's bridge, killed by her own hand. At long last, it looks like the Temple of Unity has met its end. Our engineers have restored power to the ship's engines, and it has been pressed into service with our fleet as the dawn of creation. The vessel should be brought into a spaceport as soon as possible for more permanent repair. Ooh, you know what? You know what? I know what this is going to be.
Construction complete.
Hang on. Need to look up the Hebrew word.
Construction complete.
Strong's Hebrew. Yep. Sweet. Okay. We know what this shit is. Aaron Yahweh. The Ark of the Lord. So, we're actually able to do that. Hey, Silhouette Films, good to see ya. So, we actually are able to do that. We are actually able to bring the Ark into battle. And the Ark is this ship. Boom. The battleship? What the heck? Oh, wait, it's just called... Wow, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Hope I can find a way to upgrade it, though. Oh, well, either way. Works for me. Problem is how I can integrate it with my fleet. I can! Sweet! Alright, they're joining the Hayad Elohim. So now we do have the Ark with us, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the Ark and can take it into battle. Need more initiative for officers. And that's basically looking like it. So
Construction complete.
Anything else I need to do right now? No, not particularly. Alright. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. That is a excellent thing. Oh, Matt Bell says, anyone else hanging out for the Michael Brown, Gary DeMar debate on Matthew 24? I think it will be an awesome conversation. Both fantastic debaters. I agree. I strongly agree with that. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. And speaking of which, on that same channel, The Gospel Truth, I've been organizing with Marlon Wilson, the guy on that channel, to do my next debate with Craig Trulia there. And it's going to be on whether church tradition is infallible. So, get hyped for that. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for now. I think we have had a very good start as Space Israel. I think we've defined the game pretty well. It's going to be really, really cool. Yeah. So that's basically it. And what we're going to be focusing on next episode is shoring up, taking over as much territory as possible, as you do, shoring up our defenses, our military, and just basically making war preparations against our neighbors, and hopefully getting a xenophobe faction that we can promote, and then have an ethics shift. So God willing, we'll be able to get to there. Yeah, and that's basically going to be it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I'll switch over the camera to just camera only. I'll so to finish up, I guess we'll talk about some things coming up, final things happening. So channel wise, one second, let me get back to the stream. Channel wise, I've got that Galatians 3:28 video that should be finishing up very soon. After that, I've got my regular short videos, which I'm aiming to make once a fortnight, if not once a week, because they're pretty short, they're pretty easy, and it should make nice and consistent content. Of course, this series here is going to be weekly. The Stellaris series will be weekly. And if you enjoyed it, please do. And if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe. Hope you enjoy the rest of my content. Join the Discord if you haven't already. There is a Discord here in the description. My patron, not a patron Discord, just my Discord for my community called the Theocrat Lounge. So if you're an absolute based Christian, then please do join us. And yeah, that's basically going to do it for now. Next episode is going to continue to fun. It should be even more immediately fun. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. God bless.